On Monday, the 5th of January, British Airways dropped a bombshell about their loyalty programme, the Executive Club. They announced that they're changing the tier point collection year-end dates for all Executive Club members. So I'm going to explain what's changing, how it affects you, and I'll give you some examples because it's going to affect members with different year-end months differently. But there is one big announcement that is bad for everyone in exactly the same way, and I will break this bad news to you as gently as possible. Hi, I'm Phil and I'm on a grey gap year. So real quick, I'm just going to go over how this part of the scheme currently works, but if you're new to status with British Airways and the Executive Club, then this video here, that's going to talk about all the things you need to know, and I'll also leave a link in the description. So currently everyone is assigned to a membership year end month or anniversary month based on when they join the Executive Club, and the end of the year is always the 8th of that month, and it's usually the month after you join, and on this date every year your tier points, they reset to 0. Now my year end month is July, so the last day of the year for me is the 8th of July, and the first day of my new membership year is the 9th of July. So if I earn enough tier points to go BA Gold between now and the 8th of July, I'll be Gold as soon as I get the tier points I need, and then I'll be Gold for the next membership year, and then I'd soft land down to Silver. However, although I would soft land to Silver, I would retain my benefits until the end of the next month, which for me is the 31st of August, because of something called the grace period. Now, one big problem with everyone being assigned a membership year-end month is that you can't pick that month, and once you've joined and you've got it, you can't change it. So this has left couples and families with different months in the slightly odd situation where couples who've flown the same flights could actually have different status levels. British Airways has announced that they are changing membership year-end months. Instead of being assigned a month, all Executive Club members will have the same membership year start and year-end dates. So from next year, 2025, everyone's membership year will start on the 1st of April and it will end on the 31st of March. So everyone's tier points are going to reset to 0 on the 1st of April every year. April Fool! No, this is not a bad joke, this is real, it's happening, and given the fact that Easter is literally a movable feast because it changes based on the lunar cycle, this could all get a little bit chaotic. In fact, in between the 1st of April 2026 and the 31st of March the following year, there are 2 Easter weekends, both in the same membership year. So if Easter travel is a big part of your status earning plan, then you're going to need to give this a bit of thought. The official BA line is that they're doing this to make things simpler, and although that might smell like a steaming pile that's just been dropped on the barn floor, this change will meet the aim of simplicity, with everyone starting and ending their membership year on the same dates, and couples and families will all just naturally align. Another possible reason, which has been pointed out in a few places, is that this aligns the Executive Club with the Iberia Frequent Flyer Scheme, and this is significant because both airlines are owned by the International Airlines Group, or IAG. So this could be pointing towards some kind of future synergy. Or to put it another way, this change could be pointing to future changes across the IAG loyalty schemes. Well, thankfully, British Airways have created a transition period where these new rules will slide into being rather than starting on a hard date. But this isn't as generous as it does actually first sound. And the transition period is going to be complicated by the fact that there are 12 groups of people with 12 monthly year-end dates. So this has created some rather odd situations and odd outcomes. But as far as I can see, it's going to work like this. Your current year will carry on as normal unless your renewal month is March. Then it's the membership year that you're about to start next month. And in this period, everything works as before. You'll get status as you earn it in the status year that you do earn it, and then you'll have status for the next status year as it would have been, and you'll also get your grace period as it would have been. But once you've done that, you'll go into a shortened tier point earning period. Now this won't be a year because it's going to end on the 31st of March 2025 for everyone. So then on the 1st of April 2025 you're going to be reassessed based on the tier points you've earned between the 1st of April 2024 and the 31st of March 2025. So that's a lot to take in. Let's do some examples. So let's take August as an end month. Part 1. is your current year, and this ends on the 8th of August this year. Let's say you earn enough tier points and you go gold. You'll be gold until the 30th of September 2025, regardless of what happens between now and then. If you earn no additional tier points after this, you will soft land to silver, but this will only last until the 30th of April 2026. So that's how the current year is going to be managed. Part 2. Once the current year ends, you'll go into a very short collection period from the 9th of August to the 31st of March next year, and any status you earn in this period will end on the 30th of April 2026. Part 3. Running parallel to this is the transition year, which will run from the 1st of April 2024 to the 31st of March 2025. On the 1st of April 2025, so that's next year, your status will be reassessed based on the tier points you've earned during that period. And this status will be valid until the 30th of April 2026. Unless you have a previous status that trumps it. In this case, we've got gold until the 30th of September 2025 and silver until April 2026. And that is regardless of what we collected once we got our status between now and August. Let me illustrate this further with a scenario of a December club member. Let's say our example member has been very efficient. They've already earned all the tier points they need to go gold status today, so before the announcement was made, and they've got no plans to earn any more tier points. They're going to be gold this year, so they're gold right now, and also next year until the end of their grace period, which is the 31st of January 2026, and that is regardless of what they do from today. When their tier point year ends on the 8th of December this year, they'll start a very short tier point collection period from the 9th of December to the 31st of March next year. And it's as silly as it sounds because nobody's going to want to try and requalify in this tiny little period. Running parallel again, we've got the transition period from the 1st of April to the 31st of March 2025. And then on the 1st of April 25, their status will be reassessed again on the tier points they've earned in that transition period, which is 0 tier points because they've earned them all already before the 1st of April. However, they will be saved by their existing gold status, which will continue to run as promised until the 31st of January 2026. But then comes the bad news, because they'll soft land to silver at that point, as usual, but that soft landing will only last until April 2026, when they will once again soft land to bronze. Ouch! But this transition people will give some people 2 bites of the cherry, so to speak, because tier points earned from the 1st of April 2024 up to your year end date will count towards your current collection year, and it will count towards your status under the transition period. So if you've watched this channel for a while, you know that my year end is July. So let's say I earn 500 tier points between the 1st of April this year and the 8th of July. I'm already gold, so nothing happens. And then I'm going to soft land to silver. Then between the 9th of July and the 31st of March next year, I earn 1,000 tier points, which means I've earned enough tier points to renew my silver status. But on the 1st of April, the new rules kick in. My status will be reassessed as gold because I've got 1,500 tier points earned between the 1st of April 2024 and the 31st of March 2025, and I would remain gold until April 2026. In fact, it is as silly as this. My gold status runs out on the 31st of August this year, and I was planning to requalify my new membership this year between the 9th of July and the 31st of August. And if I do that after the announcement, I'll be gold until the 30th of April 2026, not gold until the 31st of August 2026 as I would have previously expected. Similarly, if I get all my tier points between the 1st of April this year and the 8th of July this year, I will also be gold until the 30th of April 2026. And if I collect 1,500 tier points in dribs and drabs between the 1st of April and the 31st of March, I'll soft land to silver on the 1st of September, and then I'll be boosted back to gold next year on the 1st of April, and that will be valid until the 30th of April 2026. So I'll lose 3 and a bit months of gold, but it's actually worse than that because my calculations are incorrect because of another change that BA are making. And this is the big change that affects everyone in the same way bit that I talked about at the very start of the video. British Airways are changing the length of the grace period. your grace period will no longer be to the end of the following month, which for me was from the 9th of July to the 31st of August. When the new rules come into force, the grace period will be from the 1st of April to the 30th of April for everyone. So my grace period is being cut from 54 days to 30 days. That's over 3 weeks of grace lost, and I'm potentially losing 4 months of gold status in the transition. And for me, it's this change to the grace period that is the big negative that just seems to be lost in the noise of all the other changes. In a year or so, the messy and complicated transition will be over, and a year after that we'll be used to the new membership reset dates. So I think this will be a bit of a faff for a year or so, and then it should be back to service as usual. But I think there's going to be a law of unintended consequences here. I can imagine that there's going to be increased pressure on call centres around March and April, and I'm not sure that BA will have the staffing in place for this by next year. I mean, we've all heard stories of slow BA customer support, especially in their call centres. But I'm also concerned about British Airways IT department. Are they going to be ready for this? A quick show of hands. Anyone with absolute faith in BA's IT systems? Anybody? Anybody? No? A lot of people talking about this are saying that March is going to be crazy busy because people will be trying to get their last few points to retain status, and that does seem likely, but I don't look at status in those terms. I always plan to qualify for status once every 2 or 3 years, so I want to get all my qualification in as early into the membership year as possible. So from next year, I'll be looking to get all my tier points in April or May. So I imagine that these 2 months will be busy months for me in the years to come. But, you know, I mean, who are going to be the winners here? Well, certainly the alignment of dates for families, for couples, that is going to be a big win. And we could all win here if there are better promotions like the credit card promotion that's currently running, where you can get tier points through credit card spend for the first time ever. And this might be step one in a series of big improvements that BA, Iberia and IAG have lined up over the next few years. And let's not forget who the largest shareholder in IAG Group is, which is Qatar Airways. They own a 25.1% ownership stake. So what am I going to do? Well, right now, I'm just going to let it sit for about a week and then I'll make a decision. I'm planning to be in Australia July, August this year anyway, so it could just make sense to carry on regardless and just eat the 4 months loss of benefits. I've also got the double tier points promotion to help me out this year, but that ends on the 31st of December this year. So I've also thought about adopting the new dates now and just looking for tier point runs from the 1st of April this year. If I get all my points in between the 1st of April and the 8th of July this year, then I'll retain gold. And because they'll be counted twice, once in my current membership year and then again on the 1st of April 2025, I would actually be gold until the 30th of April 2026. On the other hand, I could soft land to silver and then run again in April and May next year. It might be cheaper to get European flights in April next year, but then again, it could be chaos with the new rules coming into force and Easter Sunday being on the 20th of April 2025. So if I soft landed to silver this year and then requalified as gold in April and May next year, well, I would be gold then at least until April 2027. Now, I will let you know which way I land on this in the future, and I'll keep a close eye on flight costs and update my tier point run flight videos over the next 12 months to reflect all of these changes that are going on. In the meantime, if you've got any questions, please put them in the comments and I'll answer them if I can. And if this video has helped you or clarified things for you, then giving me a like for it would be much appreciated. On the upside, there are no further announced changes to earning and spending Avios, which are the currency of BA, Iberia, Qatar and other schemes. And if you would like to know more about this part of the Executive Club, then, well, that's the next video for you. So thank you for watching and joining me on my grey gap year.